The following podcast is taken from a live broadcast on Inspire FM. Ya hala, ya hala, ya hala, ya hala, ya hala. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Sister Speak. You're here with me, Farin. I'm your host for today, and we're here with Aliyah as well. It's a place where we share our own views and have open discussions. All opinions are our own, and we totally respect others who might agree or disagree. If you'd like to get in touch, so you can call in or send us a message. If we want to join the discussion, how can you do that?
You can message us on Instagram or Twitter, or you can just call in on 07779481822.
Yeah, and you can send us a WhatsApp. So you can call us on 01582 41822, and you can send us a WhatsApp message in the number that Aliyah said. And we're also live on Facebook at Inspire FM. So for the show today, our show is called No, You Don't Need It. We're going to talk about overconsuming, living a minimalist life, and just talking about the things that we basically buy things that we don't need. But before we do that, we have a little segment called Thought of the Week, where we share something that just anything random or anything that happened. So Ali's nodding at me like, no, I don't have anything, but it might come. Yeah, do you want to share it?
I had my Thought of the Week planned, but I think I'm just going to go for a random one. I think health has been a very big topic in like family and just everywhere, and how much of a blessing good health is.
Yeah. That's a really good thought of the week. I think self-care. Mm-hmm. And looking out for your health, especially in summer. I feel like we don't do anything. I literally went for a walk today with my mom, and it's the first walk I've had since summer.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Same.
It was like the proper, okay, let's go for a walk, like a thought one.
Oh, like a deep one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
was it long?
No, it was literally 30 minutes because it started raining. We didn't take advantage of the summer, so.
Yeah, bad weather today.
Yeah, really, really bad. Is that your thought of the week then?
Yep.
Be healthy, everyone out there listening. My thought of the week is, so I did think my thought of the week. I didn't forget it. I wrote it down in my notes. And it was the I'll be happy when mindset.
Okay.
So, when you're like, oh, I'll be happy when, I don't know, I lose weight. I'll be happy when I get this car, or I'll be happy when I buy a house. I think that mindset is so toxic for you and for the, I mean, it's a good thing to have, that goal mindset, like you want to achieve this, like that's good, but it's not something that you should make your priority, that I only be happy and satisfied and content with my life when I get that thing. So that was the thing that I was thinking about, because I was like, when I was younger, I used to think I'll be happy when I'm in uni, and now that I'm in uni, like it's fine, like it's not like I'm bursting with happiness or anything like that, but it's just you think that, for example, right now I'll be like, I'll be happy when I get a nice car, when I buy an automatic car or something like that, but it's not true. Once you get it, it's just, it relates to our topic. Once you get it, it's not going to be
consumption.
That. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts?
I think I'll be happy and just trying to, it's kind of like that's what you're looking for, happiness. In reality, that's not really what you should strive for. Strive for stability. Yeah,
it's a good thing to be like, if you have the resources and everything, you can get it, obviously. But I don't think it's something that you should make a goal that is like toxic to you when you're in the process of. Yeah. And I think that's it for Thought of the Week. Anything you want to share?
No, just a very quick Thought of the Week.
Yeah, it was really quick. Yeah. I think it's because it's September. It's the first week back. Yeah. Everyone's going, if you're in your first day of sixth form, first day of high school, first day of uni, or you're moving in and stuff like that. So because this is something that we are doing, and my brothers are going, everyone in our families is going first day to whatever grade you're in, that's going to be our hot topic for today. So it's a back to school week. We might give you some advice. I mean, I don't think we're that experienced because we're only in our second year of uni, both of us. But we can talk about our first day of uni and our first day of sixth form, because we obviously went through that. So my question is, we're going to start with the sixth form section. So what advice would you give to someone starting their first day of sixth form?
Just be as open and be, open to everyone. Be sociable if you can. Try to be, don't be closed-minded. I know a lot of people that have joined sixth form this year, and they're like, I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to make friends. I'm not going to... But, they've started, and they're like, wow, I've already made this many friends. And you're all in the same boat. You're all, struggling together. So you've got to take advantage of each other. You know, make friends, live life.
I completely agree. And the thing with first year of sixth form, it goes by so fast. And I think it's the only year where you can actually hang out with your friends and have a nice time, because obviously you're going to be studying, but those second year is really, really hard because you're so
invested in your academics.
Yeah, in your A-levels or B-Tech or your exams. Like, you're doing so many things in your second year.
Yeah, you're literally so invested. I remember Farin's second year, she just used to sit in the library.
Yeah, I I was a ghost in that second year. We
Scary.
never spoke to each other, I think, in that second year because we were so busy.
Who's we?
You were busy as well, don't lie. So we were both really like busy and yeah. So in that first year, and then when we came to second year, I remember thinking, oh my God, I wasted my whole first year. I could have skipped lessons. I mean, don't do that. But I could have done so many things that I didn't do.
You know, but I think obviously like enjoy your first year and, you know, don't like stress over it, but do get your sort of priorities in order of, oh, I just need to do this much a week or this, you know, this many hours of revision a week. Like do kind of get it started now. Only because it makes everything so much easier. I feel like when like the subjects that I was prepared in my second year, I was just like relaxing. Honestly, I was like
because
so chill, because I pre-prepared. And then the subjects that I didn't pre-prepare, I was like, oh my God. And I did not get good grades in the end of
Yeah, that's why you have to be so organized. And I think in sixth form is something that you, like, for example, now that my brother's going to first year of sixth form, so I've seen like all the emails that he gets and everything like that. And now is the time where he's going to make a CV. Yeah. There's going to be work experience involved. Like there's so many things involved that you're going to do in your, like when you're in uni or when you're an adult, you have to have a CV, you have to apply for jobs and stuff like that. So
scary.
Do all of that in first year, honestly. Like do your work experience, apply to everything that you get.
Yeah, and I think even like your personal statements and stuff.
Yeah,
get it started now because you know second year you're not even gonna have time to think about it, and it's just gonna be a really big headache. If you're planning to do an EPQ as well, I think you just kind of start in first year as well. Honestly, just kind of do as much as you can in first year, just to get it all out of the way.
Do everything that you can think of that, oh, I want to do this in the future, do it now. Do it in first year. Do everything you can. And then in second year, all you have to do is put your head down and study.
Oh, I want to get a job. Just get the job now. Just get the job now.
But when I was in my second year, I used to volunteer, have a job, and do my A-levels. It was so bad.
I don't know how you did it.
I don't know how I did it. Like still, when I think of that period, I'm like, what was I doing? Like I was literally doing my A-levels. Like, it's a bit crazy.
Mental. But you know what? There was barakah in it. There was a lot of barakah in it. You were living.
Yeah.
Living the busy life.
Now I think back and I'm like, wow, I used to be so busy, but I used to like it. Like I didn't think I was that busy.
I feel like when you're busy for too long though, you sort of get that, oh my God, I need to keep busy, and you get that sort of anxiety when you're not busy.
Yeah,
I've started to feel it recently.
You know when they say, oh, you have to learn how to be bored, it's so hard sometimes when you're bored constantly. So it's the same when being busy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So my next question is, how was your first day of sixth form? How did your first day of sixth form feel compared to that jump from high school?
My first day of sixth form, I think I was just really not prepared for what was happening. Like just the stepping into the classroom, the introductions, I just wasn't prepared. But I feel like I'm quite a free float. Like I'm, you know, quite a carefree person. So it's quite easy for me to sort of adapt and then, you know, to walk and socialise. But I know a lot of people that were very sort of shut in. They were very closed off. Whose shell I kind of had to smash through.
We all need our Aliyah in our lives. We all need someone like that too. I think I'd part the same. That's why it's really good.
I feel like some people you just have to kind of break through and just push the barriers a bit just to, you know, befriend them. But I just remember my first day, I think it's when I realised how sociable I actually am, because I was talking to random people and I was like, wow, I didn't know I could do this. And I was like, wow. I got very mixed reactions. Like I got one girl, she just looked at me. She was like,
why are you talking to me?
Yeah, why are you talking to me?
I used to be the girl that used to walk behind Aliyah and be like, why is she talking to this random person while we're walking down to our lesson? But it's alright. And now we skip the sixth form part. Now I want to talk about uni. So if you're doing your first day of sixth form, the advice was do a little summary of it.
Sociable.
Yeah, be sociable. Try and get everything that you can. So work experience, jobs.
Organised.
Make your CV. Yeah. Yes, be organised.
If we would put into three words would be socialised, organised, and
socialised, organised, and work experience. I don't know. Okay, now for everyone going to your first year of uni, my question is, what was your first day of uni like?
Horrifying.
Oh my God, why?
Absolutely horrifying. I just remember not knowing how to flip in, use public transport, and then having to do it by myself, and bloody walking into the lecture hall and everybody staring at me because I was like 20 minutes late, and I walked in carefree, and it was just the worst thing that ever happened to me because I got lost in the actual campus. I was confused about everything.
It happens.
But you know what? I think from there, just got better.
I think it's so good to get lost the first day though, because then you could actually explore what the campus looks like.
And you have an excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was lost. My first day.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And then, but I don't think the lecturers even care when you walk in. Like I used to walk.
My lecturer did care.
Oh,
she was like, where have you been?
Oh, okay.
I was like, sorry, got lost. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I think my first day of uni was also like it was fine. I think because my sister went there, so I know what the
my first day of uni. Scary experience. Would not like to do that again.
Are you okay now?
Yeah, I mean, you do it the first time, and then you're like, oh, the worst.
Like it's fine.
The worst thing you imagine happened. You just got to go over it.
Like falling over when you step into the lecture, like what are you gonna wear and stuff like that. It all goes away within like after a month.
Literally, and I'm like, you know what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Everybody here's got like 5 kids. They're just trying to do this degree. So not that deep.
My next question is, how did you manage the whole making friends thing? Because I feel like there's a lot of pressure when you go into like go to this event, go to that event, join the society, make friends, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that?
I didn't feel that pressure of the joint communities, the societies and everything, mostly because I was still in Luton and I'm still Luton based. My campus is in Bedford. But I think a big thing was choosing your friends wisely, because there's very clear sort of indications of who you should hang out with and who you shouldn't hang out with. Especially like Islamically, as a young Muslim woman, should you be hanging out with people that aren't, that you can see aren't on, obviously don't assume, but that you can see aren't on your sort of wavelength, or people that you can see are on your wavelength or even, above. So I think with the making friends things, it was just picking and choosing wisely, and then sort of breaking into that sort of shell. But I mean, what about you? How did you manage it? Because you moved far.
Yeah, I think, I had a different experience because I moved far. Because I was in Luton, I feel like I had like so many people that I knew around me. So I really liked that no one knows me. I can do whatever I want.
Oh my goodness.
So when I went into uni, I was obviously like moving in and stuff like that. And I really liked the fact that I was alone because, like you said, like in sixth form, you're always together. You know everyone already. But in your first year of uni, because I was living on campus, there wasn't any lessons or anything. It was the first week, move-in week, like fresh and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed it. I loved being by myself and not a care in the world what I was doing. And obviously, because I am Muslim, obviously, then it's really hard to not get into that freshers like aura, I'd say. Freshers, I don't know. But it's really hard. But there is a lot of events that you can join actually.
I actually have no clue about these events, and I never really got to sort of explore any of them because I just didn't know any of them were happening. But to be honest, I think even if I did know they were happening, I don't think I would have attended. Only because like the first or second day I walked in, I sort of kind of sat alone, and then within like 15 minutes, I kind of found my people.
Wow, you're lucky.
Really weird. Really, really weird.
Yeah, so we only have 20 seconds. We did this quick hot topic just because everyone is starting. But our main topic is no, you don't need it. Again, I'm going to say it about over-consuming. Yep. So, but if you are going to your first day of sixth form, university, high school, anything like that, good luck. No one cares what you're wearing. No one cares about your outfit.
Don't care about what you're wearing. It's not worth the time or the energy.
Yeah, see you in the second half. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're listening to an Inspire FM podcast, making available our popular programs from our daily broadcast on Inspire FM. Ya hala, ya hala, ya hala. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Sisters Speak. You're here with me, Farin. I'm your host for today, and we're here with Aliyah as well. In the first half, we shared our thought of the week, and we also had our hot topic, which was back to school. We spoke a bit about our first day of sixth form, some advice, and also our first day of uni, what we did in that first week, because it is that back to school week. For our main topic, we're going to do No, You Don't Need It. So that's the show title. And it's about over-consuming, like I said in the first half, so over-consuming and living a minimalist life. So I'm just going to go straight into it. I'm going to ask you the first question, Aliyah, if you don't mind. Mm-hmm. So why do we often feel like we need things that we actually don't?
I think it's just, this sort of media thing, like this whole instant gratification where you purchase things and you get that sense of sort of satisfaction of people knowing that you have a certain, item which is in trend, and you just get a sort of like validation. Is that the word? You get that sort of validation, and it gives you a sense of belonging. When in reality, like, you're only putting yourself out like towards a certain audience, and the people that you're attracting, for example, the materialistic people that you're attracting, are just like, it's just an endless competition.
I completely agree, and I think it relates. That's why I have my thought of the week. I thought about this with this. I'll be happy when I'll buy this. I'll be happy when I do this. And you think that when you buy it, everyone around you is going to be happy as well, but it's not the case, is it?
Yeah, definitely not. Like, I feel like if I was to get something and then show a friend, and then she goes, "Oh, like, I just feel like some people, they get a bit competitive when it comes to materialistic items." But I think when you actually realize, when you start, I feel like when you start working, you realize that, like, it's really not. It's not all it, like, you know, it's not all worth the money. It's just not. You know, you have responsibilities in life, and just, you know, materialistic items, and it's also, I want to say childish, but I don't feel like that's the word.
No, I wouldn't say I would just say that you just have to learn how to
It's very
prioritize.
shallow.
Yeah, maybe you just have to learn how to prioritize what you need. And I feel like we're both like uni students, stuff like that. So we are, you know, managing our finances and everything like that. So we understand that I want this, but I'm not going to buy it because I don't have the money. That's one thing. But I have the money, but I don't need it.
Or I could invest it in something better.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Like, for example, I feel like I had this conversation with my sister the other day about buying, you know, like, just designer items, where it was like, oh, like, we could buy this bag, or we could buy this bag, or we could buy, you know, these pair of shoes. And I was just kind of sitting there afterwards, and I was like, but I could buy this book, or I could buy this for my brother, or I could buy this for my mum. And it was just, like, very, very grounding to know that, like, you know, money can be used for things other than other than just to make yourself look better.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because you know the thing with this is that I wouldn't buy stuff for myself.
Yeah.
So if I had, like, let's say £50, I wouldn't buy a bag. I would spend that £50 on my brothers.
Yeah.
Or my family. Like, I completely agree with you. And I do the same thing you do. And all I think, like, let's say I got my salary from, I don't know, I had like a summer job or something like that. I'd be like, I'm gonna spend it, or I'm gonna keep it. I don't know, like, but I wouldn't spend it on myself. Like, I wouldn't buy clothes.
Yeah. Same. I'm honestly the same.
Like, it's a problem, and I don't think it's not a problem, I mean, but it's something that I think we just don't think about ourselves that much. And I think that's the way our parents also do it. Like, they also have their salaries and everything like that, and they all spend it on us. And they also, like, my dad always buys what he needs, not what he wants. And I think it's a really, really good thought.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I feel like with my family, like, we do buy nice things. Like, we'll buy the nice car, and we'll buy the nice shoes, and we'll buy the nice makeup and stuff. But I think in terms of how generous we are with our money, I'd say, alhamdulillah, we're quite like generous. And I feel like I've just been brought up with that sort of, oh, but just give it to her. You know, she'll like, because, like, when I was younger, you know, you'd have that toy.
Yeah.
And then that other person would want the toy. And then my dad would just be like, just give it to her, just give it to her. Or my mum would be like, just give it to her, it's fine, it's fine. I'll get you another one. Or something better will come. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of mentality. And I feel that's really stuck with me. I think it is a good mentality to have. Like, you know, some people, they might think, oh, I'm going to save and save and save. And they might just lose it all. You might lose it all one day. You know, I feel like, you might disagree with me, but I feel like this sort of excessive saving, oh, but I'm going to save, £200,000 and then buy a house. You don't know if you're going to live long enough to buy that house. Why not spend it or invest in something for your parents or for your siblings? You know, if I feel like money can just be a tool to make people happy, and I don't really see the value in it other than just to make people happy, and obviously excluding the basic necessities of life. I mean, I think it's just really a tool just to make people happy, and I don't feel like it's something that I'd really strive to earn for the rest of my life. And if I was to strive to earn it for the rest of my life, it'd have to be for a purpose, maybe to, like, I don't know, help the ummah, something quite big. If I was to earn a big sum of money, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you said you might disagree with me, and I do disagree. I mean, I agree to a level that if you want to invest and buy a house, that's completely fine, you know. Like,
yeah, 100%. But I'm talking about, you know, this whole mentality of over
it's
years
the only
just
thing
saving, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't...
You don't think?
I don't think so. Like, I will do that as well. You know, I would save
Fair
and
enough.
be like, yeah, I can buy it. Like, it's a completely... if you have another opinion, please do join the discussion and tell us. Yeah, call in and tell us what the discussion is.
But I have been told my opinion's it's wrong.
No opinion is wrong. It's just
no,
people
I
just disagree.
I have people, they disagree with me a lot. They're like, no, but that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, hey.
We just have to be careful with our money. I mean, in this world, money does
money's everything.
Yeah, money's everything, and it makes
scary.
the like world go round. But for us as Muslims, we have to, like, the one thing is it needs to be halal, and what we're spending it on. Where are we earning that money from?
Exactly. You know, in even like with your money, I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like with excessive consumption, it's just not good for your iman. I don't think it's good for your faith. You have to be very, very careful on what you're spending your money on and how you're spending it, in where you're spending it, you know, like excessive, you know, eating out, you know, this is sinful. Like, seriously, you know, it's sinful. And then, you know, just wasting it, you know, because you'll see people, they're buying this and they're buying that, and then it's like, you haven't paid your zakat for the year.
we're talking about people. I have people that I know, like literally my family, that are like this, but I don't think, I mean, it's not a bad thing if you do it, like, let's say once a month I want to treat myself and I want to buy something nice. No, obviously go ahead and do it. I'll do that too. But because I grew up in the household where like we share a lot of stuff, so I'll wear my brother's clothes or I wear my sister's clothes, then I don't really feel, I don't ever feel that, maybe you really as well, I don't feel the need to buy any new clothes. You just
I feel like since my dress code has changed and is quite different to my siblings, now I have felt that need to buy my own clothes. But I feel like my mum's quite supportive, so my mum will just buy it for me. Like, my mum just my mum does buy me clothes, which is like really nice.
That's really nice. I cannot go shopping without my mum. It's so bad.
Yeah, literally. I feel it, but then again, I feel like it's because we always love our mum's validation of clothes.
Yeah, probably.
Because when you come back with something and she doesn't like it, then you never wear it.
I literally, it's so real, because 3 times, and I remember the 3 pairs of clothes that I bought, she was like, I don't like them, and I went back and I returned them. The thing with clothes is, you know, I was thinking about charity shops and stuff like that. Like, you can buy, but you know what? Sometimes, I know it's me, it might be a bit controversial, but I think when we were younger and we used to go to, like, let's say a charity shop and you used to buy clothes, it used to be saying, oh, you don't have the money to buy new clothes and stuff like that. It used to be seen as, oh, that's really bad. Like, I don't know how people buy clothes that have been used and stuff like that. They're clean, first of all. They went through a washing machine. But now, I don't know. I mean, it's good that it's like normalized now, but now it's called thrifting and it's like super cool and it's super trendy and stuff like that. Yeah. But we've been doing this for years. I used to do it when I was in Spain. I used to thrift something. Yeah.
Oh.
You obviously thrift clothes, right?
No.
Oh,
sorry.
I'm a big thrifter. I really like the clothes that I just don't fit me.
Just hand-me-downs kind of thrifting.
The what?
The hand-me-downs. But then I don't really feel like I got hand-me-downs. I feel like my dad kind of singled me out from my other 2 sisters and got me stuff that was complete. Like, basically, I have 2 older sisters and there's like a 10-month age gap between them. So when my dad would buy them clothes, he'd buy them matching clothes. And then when it came to me, he'd buy me something completely different. So it was always just the individual one, and I'd always get my stuff new. And maybe I'm a bit, I don't know.
You got lucky then, because I used to.
Alhamdulillah,
yeah. Mashallah. I used to wear the clothes that wouldn't fit anyone else in the family, and I'd be like, okay, then I'll take it.
This is great.
But it's a good thing. You know, the thing, when you're young, it doesn't really care what you're wearing, and I feel like now, there was a period of time where I was like, I need new clothes, and I need to be trendy. I need to wear this, everything that I could see on social media. I used to be like, I have to have it.
Yeah.
And then, like, literally 3 weeks after 6th form, I was like, no one cares.
Yeah.
There's no point in buying these new clothes when you're just gonna wear them for what?
This is actually like, with this, even it, like, linking it to the whole overconsumption thing, I feel like we go through phases, you know. Like, I feel like when I was in high school, I really did not care. Like, I'd get all the nice new clothes, and then I'd stick to wearing just the oversized, you know, homeless man looking outfits.
Yeah,
you know
literally.
What I mean? And then I got to college and I was in my first year and I was hanging out with you, and I think in my first year I never really cared, and you could kind of see that. And I think after a little bit of pressure from my family, you know, you start thinking, okay, maybe I do need to look more presentable. In my second year of college, I started making more of an effort with how I look. I started buying the stylish clothes, and then I started feeling like, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I'm standing out too much. Then I started uni. Then I started dressing more modest, and I started now, like, dressing to blend in. And I feel like now I'm sort of trying to find my own style. It's just like, I don't know if I'm over-consuming, under-consuming. It's just, I think you just go through phases of overconsumption, and then just you don't buy anything, and then you think, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. Then you see something you like, then a style that you like, a trend that comes up that you like, and then you overconsume again. You just go through phases. I think it's just a phase thing.
Yeah, it's a really hard one, because you go through that phase, you spend this much money, the next phase comes and you don't wear anything like that.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing is, whenever I see a trend, like, let's say a hijab trend or something like that, or any colors or stuff like that's really, really expensive, and you're like, how are people buying this? Like, this is so expensive.
Sometimes I do see it, and I'm like, people like just jumping at the trend, and I'm like, but
just for the sake of,
do you actually like this? it's like this might be a controversial opinion, the Nike up tempos or the Nike dunks. I absolutely hate dunks. They're sort of trainer, right? And they just look cheap. They look cheap, and it's, you know, call in if you I'm telling you, they just look cheap. And I feel like everybody that I knew just jumped to get these trainers straight away, and I've just never liked them.
Well,
not saying that I'm different or quirky or whatever, but I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, do you actually like these trainers? Because they look exactly like the ones that you had from 2 years ago, like Air Force. They look the exact same.
Yeah, well, it's each to their own. I'm gonna say it's all subjective. Yeah, Aliyah doesn't like it, but I personally like them. I don't think they're that bad. Yeah,
I think they're quite ugly.
I think they're okay. They're okay. So with the whole like overconsumption thing, I forgot what I was completely saying. I know what we were saying. Oh yeah, the following the trends and stuff like that. I've never jumped on a trend because I don't want to spend my money. Second, I have everything. I have everything that I need. The clothes that I wear right now, they're like fine. You know, no one really cares. But whenever I see like a trend on social media that people buying these clothes and stuff like that, and they start buying it, it's all you can see. I've never felt tempted to actually buy it or try it. And you know what I do? If someone has it, I'll be like, oh, can I just try it on? If I like it, then I'll buy it.
No, I disagree. I've had so many times where I've seen something and I'm like, I'm going to get it. And it'll be worth like crazy money. And I'm like, I want to get it. But then I just have this thing in my head. And I think it's just specifically with like just, you know, excessive consumption. And this is the only thing that I'm quite strict with myself on. And it's, do I really need this? Is there barakah in it for me? Will there be barakah in it for me? You know, and if it's a no, then I'll just kind of, you know, I can sort of manage it from there. But I think with the whole overconsumption and following the trends, sometimes I do have that urge, and I'm like, no,
you're tempted to do it.
But everyone's doing it, so I want to do it too. Like, I do really, like, especially with makeup, I get that urge. It's so hard to just kind of restrain yourself. And sometimes, I'm not lying to you, I do kind of fall into it, but you know, it's going viral, everyone's saying it's good, and you know it's not good, and you know they're paid adverts. But you just, you know, it's just that trend. It's just like you fall into it. It's a trap.
Yeah,
it's
you said adverts in the back. There was a question that said, how does advertising convince us that we need things, and how can we become more mindful consumers?
Yeah. Marketing is so psychological nowadays. It's like, so do you want to look the best that you can look, or do you just want to stay ugly for the rest of your life?
Yeah, and there is ads like that, to be honest. I completely agree with you.
It's like, wow, thanks. You know what I mean? I think hijab is so, like, that's like the importance of hijab in this society now will stop like overconsumption. Like, do you want to be ugly forever, or do you want to be beautiful for everyone? And then hijab says, no, you don't need to be beautiful for everyone. Put your flipping no makeup on day where you put your bio on and go out.
You can be so simple and you can, you know, have everything. Yeah, honestly,
like, that's God's commandment for you. You go do what you're gonna do, but you don't need all of this.
But it's hard.
It is really, really hard. Hijab is really hard. Especially when you want to go out looking the best you can look.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. But how do you feel about advertising nowadays? What advert actually have you seen that's caught your eye?
I wouldn't say it's a specific advert. But obviously, there is a specific ones. But then after that one, it comes the other one. They like the algorithm, stuff like that. So it comes as like, this is so good. But I've never fallen into it. I don't know what it is. I never follow anything that I see on TikTok, or like a trendy, I don't know, the dress.
I fell into one, and I'll tell you the one I fell into was about perfume, right? And it's called Yara. Okay. Anyways, there's this perfume, right? And it was described, and it was everywhere, and it was described as this vanilla sort of creamy, sweet sort of perfume. And, you know, I was like, oh my God, it's everywhere. I actually gave in and I bought the perfume, and I bought 2 of them. And I don't know why I bought 2 of them, actually, but I just bought 2 of them. And I smelled it, and it just smelled like sugar. It was really bad. It was not bad, but it wasn't what I hoped it to be. It wasn't that, you know...
It didn't live up to your expectation. I mean?
It wasn't like that, oh my God, you know, it's delicious. No, it really wasn't. It just smelled like a perfume. I was so underwhelmed. Like, I can't express my disappointment for this perfume. I was so sad.
That's what I'm saying. You buy so many things just because other people seem to like it, or they seem to enjoy it. I mean... they enjoy it and they like it, that's fine. But if you want to try it out, buy a sample first, let's say. Yeah. Don't just buy 2 bottles because now they're just sitting in your house and you don't like the smell.
Yeah. I mean, use it as a car freshener.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay, that's good then.
Smart idea.
At least you're using it. Yeah. Even if you are buying stuff like this, like I've done this a million times, like you like buying perfumes and stuff like that you don't like. I used to give them away.
Yeah, just what am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
But then I feel like sometimes I've bought a perfume that I really do like, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like everyone has to smell this. So I'll just like, do you want to smell it? Do you know what I mean? Just like to people around me. And I feel like that's a good way of marketing.
Yeah.
That's a good way of marketing.
Now, my question is,
that's when I'll buy something.
How can parents teach their children the value of less is more? Before you answer this question, you want to?
I'm putting my hands up. How are you meant to teach your kids the value of less is more?
It's a really hard one, isn't it?
That's a really hard question, considering we don't have kids.
Yeah, obviously.
But we have younger siblings. Okay,
we have no.
Okay.
I put this question because I wanted to mention my dad, like I always do. But my dad has always like told me when I was young that you don't need this and you don't need that. And because there's so many people in my family, then we always share stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it is obviously we're not parents or anything like that, so we don't know how to teach it. But for us to have that mindset now is something that we don't have to teach children or anything like that of our own, but we can at least have that mindset like individually, like less is more. You need like that minimalistic life, and obviously as a Muslim you don't need it in this dunya.
That's a really, really, and you've asked the question and then you've brought up something really interesting about upbringing. You brought up your dad straight away. I think that's one of the biggest things, just how you've been brought up and what you've seen. So obviously I'm just assuming, like when you were growing up, did your dad overconsume? No, but when I grew up, my dad didn't overconsume, but he always had nice things. So my dad had the nice car, and he had the nice clothes, and he had the up-to-date gadgets, and he had everything. So I feel like,
mashallah,
Alhamdulillah, he worked hard for it. But
no, it's completely fine. If you work hard for it and you have it,
everyone
really,
deserves nice things. Everyone deserves nice 100%. But I think when it comes to overconsumption, specifically buying things that you don't need and buying things that aren't, necessary for you, I think with your kids, maybe just lead by example. And I think, that's just
when my dad used to buy like nice things and stuff, he didn't put that much importance into it, and I think that's what made me think, it's just just something that he bought, and that's like it's fine.
Same with my dad. Like if something was to break, he'd say okay.
Like there's nothing to worry.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Like the thing is that when you spend money on something, that money will come back. Like I don't know how, but it just come back, and you'll never think of it again. So that's what my dad did. He used to buy, like he bought, let's say, I don't know, a car. Let's say he bought a car. Then it's not that deep. Like you keep continuing.
Yeah, I think also like teaching your kids the value of money, like working for money, and how hard you work as a parent, or how hard everyone works, and this. I was about to say the suffering it takes. You can see working has got into my head, but just working and how hard it is, and the value of money is a good thing to sort of kind of instill from a young age, and how that you should be hardworking and so forth. Yeah.
I think I really, really learned the value of money when I was in my literally last year when I was in uni. I was like, oh my god, I can't just keep spending money back and forth. I need to prioritize, and I need to balance. I need to pay my rent because I'm living on campus, and you need to buy your groceries, stuff like that. And I think it's a really good idea to make that budget like that. Like those lists that they have. Groceries 50, blah, blah, blah. But I never did that in first year, and that's why I spent so much money. Yeah. And I mean, if you are going to your first year of uni, I would recommend getting a job, because even though it seems like you're getting, I don't say if you're getting like a loan or anything like that, it is a really good idea, and it get you into the working, like sector.
Get into the workplace. Yes, quite fast. I feel like a lot of people would tell you otherwise, because a lot of people told me otherwise, saying that I didn't really need to work while I was in uni or for my first or second year, just to focus on my education. But I feel like me working has impacted my work ethic at uni so much, and like because most of my university course is placement, and I'm working for my course, so it affects both. It just has a massive impact. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I do feel like you just start working. Maybe not college. I say maybe not college. It's good to sort of volunteer and get as much experience and stuff. But especially when you have your A levels, I'd say focus on your studies. But volunteer here and there. Yeah, you learn how to manage and your time management and stuff like that. It'll all come to you later. Yeah. I mean, we're acting like we're like in the we're still in second year of uni. I'm gonna learn. I'm hoping that I'm gonna apply this when I go into my second year of uni and stuff like that. Inshallah.
Like both of us, and managing our financial side of it. It doesn't look like it now, but in next week, I think in the next 2 weeks, that's when we'll have to be applying and think about it and stuff like that. I'm stressed thinking about it now.
Someone give us some advice, please.
Okay, next question. I think this might be the last question, so it's going to be like a good summary. So what are some practical tips for living like a really simple lifestyle? So just for context, we're not saying that you have to live a simple life. I mean, it's good if you do, but I don't think this is all things that we think that we want to like do in our lives.
I think living a Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Oh yeah, what are some practical
tips?
Yeah, for
living a
simple life. Yeah.
I think when you reflect, I think we talk about reflection a lot, but I think reflection in terms of like Islamically, how did the Prophet live?
Yeah,
there's a big thing for me, and just practices of not like fasting is a practice of not overeating, not over-consuming, and I think just linking everything back to an Islamic perspective all the time, constantly 24/7, is a very good practical tip to live a simple life. You have your 5 prayers, and then you have your work, and then you have your family, and that's literally your life.
Like, we're so blessed to live the life that we are living right now, and we are going to uni, we have the clothes that we need, we have the food on our table. Like, we have to be so grateful of all of this. And that is, for you might think, oh, my life is so simple, like I need something else. For other people, your life is the dream life.
Yeah, honestly. I think even like practicing, like literally we're talking about it now, practicing gratitude can help make your life seem so much more better than you think it is, or how people around you think it is. And not comparing yourselves to other people will make your life seem so much better than than you feel like it is at this current moment. And I think it is just a nice thing just to sit there sometimes, in the quiet. As Farin went on a 30-minute walk today, I just kind of think about
just life.
I've got things that most people don't, or I've got things that this person doesn't, or like that a lot of people can only dream of.
I could go on a walk with no worries of, oh, I have a job, or I have this, I have that. Like, I could just do anything that I wanted. And I was so grateful. I could do it with my mom, that we should see her. Like, there's so many people that don't have it, and like my parents, for example, they can't just take a walk with their mom because they're in another country. Like, there's so many things that are involved.
It's a blessing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think even if you are going through a hard period right now, and it is quite hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, we have to just remember that with every hardship comes ease, and that at the I think once you've gone through whatever you've gone through, and you'll only sort of see it afterwards when you're in that sort of state of turmoil or trouble, you don't sort of acknowledge everything good around you, but after you've gone through it, that's when you start practicing sabr and stuff. And I think that's so beautiful, because I feel like we have this mentality where nowadays something will happen to us and we'll say we can't live through it, we can't do, like, it's so common, like, oh, I can't do this anymore, I can't do this anymore. And the blessing is that you get through it every single time, and every single time, like, it's just a blessing.
And there's such a level of, I think, maturity as well, that you find like fulfillment, and you find gratitude in experiences and like personal things or people. Like, you have to, instead of like materialistic stuff. So you find that, oh, I'm so happy to be here, even though you're not in an expensive car, you're not like eating expensive food, like, you're just sitting in the park, I don't know, touching.
Not even that, like spending time with someone that you might not be the closest with, but you really enjoy their company. And I feel like that's something I've been touched on recently. Is I've been meeting people that there's something about them that you just kind of feel a good sort of. They just have like good character. Do you know what I mean? And you feel it. And it's such a blessing to be around them people, because it rubs off on you, and it's all just good energy everywhere, And I feel like that's a blessing in itself, because good friends are so hard to find nowadays. Do you know what I mean? And I think little things.
I completely agree with you. I think it's a really good topic that we have to learn, and it's good that we have to like self-reflect on it, and find fulfillment and gratitude in not materialistic things, but like you said, people, friends, experiences, spend time with other people and stuff like that.
Yeah, and literally just experiences. Mental. But with the materialistic things, I wouldn't say, just to like because we're at the end of the show, I wouldn't say that don't have nice things. Strive for the best. Get whatever you want. Work hard. I think the big thing is work hard. But just remember that if you don't get it, it's not the end of the world. You'll live. You'll get through. As I said, you'll get through it every single time. You know what I mean? Yeah,
thank you so much, Aliyah. This is the end of the show. If you have any thoughts, please message us on Instagram @SistersSpeak. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. We stream our daily broadcast on inspirefm.org. You'll find all our daily updates on our social media at InspireFM Luton.